on our way back from half a day out in the Grampians. We've started in Halls Gap and then headed up to Mackenzie Falls. What an amazing walk down. Really steep stairs, as the signs let you know, but wow, it's worth it when you get to the bottom. We're about halfway down the Mackenzie Falls walk here. It's stunning. It's just what you imagine a waterfall to be.
We started our exploration of Halls Gap heading out to Mackenzie Falls, a short drive up the hill. We'd heard some good things about it, but seeing truly was believing.
It was stunning. After exploring the base of Mackenzie Falls and catching our breath, we decided to continue on to Fish Falls, which is about another 3-kilometre round trip, and it was beautiful.
Now turning off to head towards Fish Falls, which is 1.4 kilometres up from Mackenzie Falls, so we're going to follow the stream. It is stunning as you head to Fish Falls. It is just totally different and not many people are going this way, so we've got it to ourselves.
Lucky we had our hydration packs with us. The signs all recommended 1 litre of water per person.
A lot of people were going up there with these tiny little drink bottles, but the hydration packs were able to fill up for 2 litres each, which really helped us. It was a really hot day, and to make it worse, by the time we got to Fish Falls, it was not much shade, and the only shade we could really find was actually down by the waterfall itself, running through the rocks. So it was a good opportunity to sit down, grab some shade, get our feet wet, and try to work out how far we'd actually hike to that point. We're sitting at Fish Falls.
Yes.
With our toes in the water after a bit of a walk. How long did we walk, Az?
10 kilometres.
It wasn't 10 kilometres. What do you reckon? How far did we walk?
4 kilometres.
Good guess. 1.4 kilometre walk from Mackenzie Falls, and we're down here trying out the water. It's beautiful.
All up that day we ended up hiking about 5 kilometres through fairly rough terrain. It was a huge effort for the boys, a really impressive effort.
They did awesome.
They really did. And I'm sure as a family that we're only going to get fitter as we travel around Australia.
We got back to camp. It was time for a bit of rest and something to eat. We're all set up here at Halls Gap Lakeside. The caravan got in okay, fairly parallel, and we're getting everything sorted out. This was our first real life caravan stay, and coming in I was hoping please have a drive-through site, please have a big site, but I should have really known better because it was Christmas, peak season. We turned around to pull into our little lane and there are cars everywhere, and the gap was tiny. I was thinking, oh, here we go. Luckily, there were a lot of fellow travellers around, some doing their own laps of Australia. Everyone was helpful. Perhaps they were all nervous because they saw a shiny new caravan and the whites in our eyes, and all the cars moved out of the way and we're able to back into a great spot.
Yep. Harry absolutely loves animals, and with Halls Gap boasting its own zoo, we just had to go and check it out.
The crocodiles in general, they come from northern parts of Queensland. They're also found in Africa and Asia and that sort of thing. These guys would naturally take down prey size of about the size of a pig or a wallaby. And basically, over the course of a month, they'll tear that prey item into chunks, and then they basically eat them over the course of that month. So because we feed jugs here 4 times a week, we do need to make sure we actually only end up feeding about that size over the course of the actual month. So today he's only getting 1 pelvis bone. That's basically just to maintain his body energy and that sort of thing.
The crocodile feeding was absolutely a highlight. That was awesome, and I'm sure as we head up north there'll be even more opportunities to see some feeding and things like that.
I'm sure we'll see it out in nature.
Absolutely.
Not in a zoo.
Hopefully not us being part of it, just watching. But the thing about the Halls Gap Zoo was actually how close you get to the animals, which was unlike many of the zoos we've actually been to previously. Our lunch is at risk to a peacock attack. Got the map, Jed? The big rhino hanging out in the shade. I don't know if it does it on the screen justice, but he is a big beast. Unbelievable. You just hold it and he'll lead it off your hand, mate. I'll show you how to do it. Ready? Just pop a bunch on your hand. Here, put some on my hand. Watch this. Hello, mate. Watch this. Watch, Harry. Watch.
I didn't
Do that.
to go to this.
This one? No, it's actually not that slimy. No. Go on, Mummy. Live outside.
Why not go to the higher then?
Alright, well maybe it was a little too close to some of the animals. The setting of the zoo was absolutely amazing. The ambience and being surrounded by the Grampians and the mountains was just amazing.
These giraffes are pretty cool. Amongst the Halls Gap Grampians.
So we'd done lots of hiking and we'd seen stacks of animals. Now we really wanted to get up into the hills, look at the views, and they didn't disappoint. Here at the Baroka Lookout at the moment, we've been stopping at all of the lookouts on the way back down the hill, and these ones, I have to tell you, are amazing. This one here you can see Halls Gap, the township of Halls Gap. You can see the lake right next to where we're staying, and it really gives you an overhead perspective on the whole area. The boys have been talking about how everything would have been covered in trees, but they can see cleared areas where people have their land now and where they live. They've been asking lots of questions about the whole area, about the trees, just the natural environment.
Look at the view, boys.
That is stunning.
So we are at the pinnacles. Are the pinnacles? Lookout.
Reed Lookout.
Sorry, this is Reed Lookout. And it is unbelievable. Whole view of the Grampians.
It's like 180 degrees. You can see everything.
Those views were amazing, and the fact that this is something just 3 hours from Melbourne, and we'd never been there, we'd always holidayed in the southeast, Gippsland sort of way. To actually see what's on offer in the Grampians was just stunning, and the videos, they didn't really do it justice.
You
The
have
colours,
to be there.
yeah, the colours were just great, and how far you could see were just simply amazing.
The Grampians has so much to offer, and Halls Gap is a really great base to explore it all from. To top it off, we had the opportunity to spend some time with some of the park rangers exploring the mini beasts that live in local waterways. So we jumped at it, and again, Harry was in his element.
This is the Brambuck Cultural Centre, so there's lots to see here. And today we're going on a junior ranger expedition. Rangers have brought all the supplies down for us, which is pretty cool.
Collecting our, what are we collecting again? Mini beaks or invertebrates. Very good, in particular water invertebrates.
Oh, we're capturing our bugs. That's it. So we've taken a big scoop of water here, and we've got this sheet. Do you want to show us the sheet, Jen? Show us the sheet. And on this sheet it's got a map to help us identify what mini beasts we've found in the water. So we've taken a big scoop, we've got a magnifying glass, and the boys are just having a look now to see what's in there, and then we identify it on the chart. What have you got, you think, Al?
A water flea.
A water flea, cool.
I found a pond snake. I found something I need to
Take it down the water.
From what I saw, there wasn't any sensitive or very sensitive species found. But we did find a lot of tolerant species. So what does that say about the health of our wetlands?
Could be better.
Yeah. Where does the water come from? If you look around the other side, what can you see on the other side? Past the trees. Past the trees, up the bank on the
Car
other
park.
side. Car park, yeah. So we do have water runoff from the car park. But I mean, it's giving life to a whole lot of species as well, so all those tolerant species, and there's lots of birds and other fish that live here as well.
So basically, the people here, the park rangers, they took us down to some wetlands, which we then got lots of equipment, and then we got to put a cup in the water, gave it a little bit, and then we had to search for and find different bugs and animals. rules, and initially was thinking was that out of all wetland creatures, so there's only 15 out of 100, so only 15% have been found so far, I think.
Wow. We've caught something and they're going to keep it to look at.
I found a bug and I put it into a little ice cream thingy to show other kids.
We had an absolute ball. The time for this session absolutely flew, and to top it off we got to take the charts with us so that we can identify mini beasts in waterways as we travel around Australia. I'm sure that will help with the boys' schooling and also just to keep them entertained for
Absolutely.
hours.
So once we were done, we did that in the morning just before we left. We came back to camp, hitched up, and it was time to get going on the road again, off to our second stop.
We're on the road again. We've just left our first stop in Halls Gap. We had a really successful stay. I'd say that everything went well, no major hiccups or anything, so pretty good start to our trip, hey Al?
Yep.